Today I'll share with you a personal story that pertains to one pillar in United Way, that is to help kids become all that they can be. My name is Francois Charette. I'm a student here at UBC, and my connection to United Way started 4 years ago in first year when during summer break I got a job with the YMCA. So that's how it all began on a Monday morning 4 years ago when a young boy that I'll call James joined my group at this YMCA summer day camp. So James was a very bright 8-year-old boy with a lot of energy and an amazing determination. With his Einstein haircut, he looked like a pretty cool kid. And I still remember his big dark eyes staring at me, and this is a true story, when the seagull stole his bag of potato chips. Despite all that he was, James could have used a bit more confidence in himself. Have you ever felt that way? I think most of us have, right? I was a camp counselor responsible for James' group because every year the United Way provides a YMCA children program with over $500,000 in funding. So I'm here today to share with you the kind of difference that you guys make in participating to United Way campaign on your society, your community, and of course on kids like James. So it didn't take very long for James' tremendous determination to start feeling a bit more like a survival instinct. He had this habit of hijacking situations where he would cheat in group games to spur the outcry of fellow campers, or he would gain attention by stealing an essential component of a game to cause chaos, and then he would lie all about it even when it was very obvious. So as you can imagine, right from the start, James didn't make very many friends. During lunchtime on the second day, when I asked him what type of sandwich he was having, he showed me what he called a cheese sandwich. So a cheese sandwich for James was one slice of Kraft single cheese between 2 dry slices of white bread, and that's all he had. So when I wanted to talk with his parents about the whole situation, I quickly found out that the end of the day was not a happy time for James because, unlike most of his fellow campers, his parents were actually rarely the ones to pick him up. So after various similar situations like that, it seemed to me that this survival-like determination I'd been witnessing in James might actually have been due simply to a desperate attempt to obtain love, acceptance, and belonging. I think that James felt a bit like nobody had time for him, and simply, I think he was yearning for the recognition that he mattered. So let's take a minute today to think about why this is so important for James, but also why this is so important for all of us. Of course, it's very important for James because he was suffering from deprivation of one of the greatest human needs, the need for love, acceptance, and belonging. But it's also very important for all of us because the way that James finds to fulfill this need of importance could determine the way he chooses to live in the future. Will he continue to get a sense of importance by continuing using force until maybe someday down the road, if he goes onto the wrong path, maybe commit a criminal offense? Or will he start getting a sense of importance by starting using generosity until maybe someday down the road, if he goes on to the right path, make a meaningful contribution at whatever he loves to do in life? It's also very important for all of us because the way that James behaves today could determine the type of people surrounding him later in life. Will he belong to a social circle that cheat, steal, and lie? Or will he belong to a social circle that give, teach, and inspire? So that 1 month, that window of time we had with James was an opportunity for all of you contributions to help James and kids like James become all that they can be. And as we've seen, this is beneficial for absolutely everyone. So thankfully today I'm bringing in a good and hopeful story because James was in good hands at the YMCA and his partnership with United Way. He was provided good quality food so that his body, mind, and spirit could grow. He attended cooking workshops with his fellow campers, and I personally assisted him in handling conflicts better, and I personally gave him a lot of work to do so that he always felt busy. And soon enough, he started making wiser decisions. He started gaining people's trust. He started making more friends, and then eventually flourished. I remember for the rest of my life the first time I witnessed his genuine smile. And this is a true story. It was right after lunch. He was just starting to sweep the floor because I kept him really busy. And I was cleaning and folding up the tables. And all of a sudden he turned at me with this huge grin in his small little face, like sweeping the floor had just become the most radical thing to do. It was amazing. And it was also a marking change for me because I noticed after that he seemed to have different motivations for the things he did. And I know now that we made a long-lasting positive impact on James, because a year later I came across his fellow camper Tom walking with his mother. And when I asked Tom if he was keeping in touch with any friends from summer camp, he told me that he was still playing with James because they both realized that they were now going to the same school. He told me that James was doing great, but most importantly, because I knew Tom, and I knew Tom was from a good and well-educated family, I knew that James now had good supportive friends. So this is only one example among so many others I've witnessed at the YMCA and heard from coworkers on how your contribution really can help change lives. Those after-school programs and mentorship programs and summer programs sponsored by United Way for kids is a lot more than charity. For me, it is more like investing in empowerment and resilience for long-term impact. It is applying in-depth research that we do with UBC and strategic thinking for deep-rooted change. It is partnering with corporations and governments for maximum leverage. And most of all, it is investing locally here in Lower Mainland for local results here in the Lower Mainland. So that being said, I simply want to say thank you. Thank you so much for participating in the United Way campaign this year again. Thanks for all that you do in your community, and thanks for being so generous and using some of your time today to listen to us. So please continue to be so generous this year again, so that we can continue do our part at United Way and keep helping kids like James. So thank you.